This is not a hate. I repeat, this is not a hate. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So it's been a while to do a video all in English. I know I should have done it with Dogan since he's his native speaker, but you know, I was so nervous and excited at the same time, and I was too intimidated, and I told him he can switch, but since his Japanese was so good, he didn't have to. Anyways, about today's video. So I stumbled upon this video called 留学帰りの私でも縁を切った海外かぶれすぎな女友達の話 by Kanon. And for those who don't know, 海外かぶれ is someone basically too westernized, too Americanized, and I use this translation Westaboo in a title. I don't claim the whole credit for the translation. I came across with this comment on one of my videos where I try to translate what 海外かぶれ is in English. And this person left a comment, Westaboo, and that describes perfectly the general idea of 海外かぶれ. So I'm gonna use the word for the rest of the video. So like I said in the beginning of this video, I'm not trying to send any hate to her. I have so many questions for whoever detests Westaboos in general. And as you can see, I'm a Westaboo myself. So I've always felt that it's kind of unfair that a lot of people just automatically shut us out for being a Westaboo. And there are a lot of things I want to discuss or counter argue with you. Since a lot of people automatically shut us out for being Westaboo, we weren't really able to have decent conversation. So what I want you to know is that I'm not whining or anything, but every time I try to have conversation with whoever detests Westaboos, they just automatically shut us out, and there's no clue to have a meaningful conversation. So I have genuine question for them about why they feel a certain way towards us, and I'm just trying to have conversation here. That's what I want to tell you. So I just took Kanon's video as an example of how Westaboos are viewed in Japan, and so I'm not trying to send any hate, nor I don't want you to send any hate towards her, so please be respectful. And even though you agree with me 100%, don't leave any hateful comment in a video, okay? So in the video, she explained the reason why she ended friendship with her Westaboo friend, and the reason being her smoking pot, basically. So I guess that's a deal breaker for her, and I don't think it's any problem to have moral standard. I think it's a good thing. But even though they were really close and they have similar mindset, spending many years abroad, she almost sounded like the moment her friend said, "Oh, I smoke pot," she ended their friendship altogether. And she also talked about her probably local friends smoked pot in front of her, or even grow marijuana under the bed, or she seemed like she was okay with local people smoking pot, but her Japanese Westaboo friend smoking pot is not good, and it's enough for her to end their friendship altogether. And I was like, Of course, she didn't say anything about ending their friendship with her local friends, so I don't know what exactly happened with her and her local friends, but it kind of sounded off to me. Like, local American people smoking pot is okay, but Japanese people smoking pot is not. Why? Because ultimately it's just your choice, right? Like, smoking cigarette is your choice, smoking shisha is your choice, going to the gym is your choice, and smoking pot is also a choice. And of course, in Japan, possession and selling marijuana is illegal, but technically usage of it is in the gray zone, I heard. I'm not trying to justify that smoking pot is okay or anything. I'm saying it's just a choice. And I know a lot of people who smoke pot in Paris or in the States or in the Netherlands, or some Japanese people who travel to Amsterdam and smoke pot there. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of the smell, so I stay out of them as well, but I don't know if it's enough for ending your relationship with them. She didn't specify, but she did say there were some other things going on with her, so she ended up being not friends with her anymore. But she sounded like the smoking pot is the huge deal breaker for her. So I'm guessing she instantly rejected her friend the moment she heard she smoked pot. If you're really close to them. Didn't you want to tell it to stop? Like, yeah, of course, if one of my closest friends starts smoking pot, I would probably get worried and ask them, is everything okay? But I wouldn't end our friendship with them. Again, she didn't specify all the reason why she wanted to end their friendship, and it's none of my business. But I couldn't help but get the vibe that she is not really a big fan of Westaboos. Yeah, I felt the vibe because she also mentioned about her friend's appearance, her skin completely tanned, or she was wearing very body conscious outfit and stuff. She's wearing something that's very normal in the US. And she almost sounded like she's worried about her friend for looking like that because it's far from Japanese standard. But again, they were in the US and it's such a normal outfit in the US. And why is it so concerning considering they're both in the US, right? She also exaggerated how much of a Westaboo her friend became. You know, the talk where Japan is this, blah, 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 whereas America is this, and this, and this, and it's way better than Japan and stuff like that. And I know that's why a lot of people are not a fan of Westaboos, but she even said something like, you know, you can talk about things like that with me, but I'm very worried if you do the same in Japan, you know, a lot of people would hate you. Passive aggression at its finest. I love it. She said her friend is only looking like this just to try to fit in the US, and I know a lot of Japanese people laugh at them for doing that, but isn't it exactly what you're doing in Japan? Try to fit in, try to look like everybody, not to stand out. Isn't what you're doing? I don't understand why Japanese people trying to fit in Japanese society are considered, you know, nice in Japanese. But Japanese people trying to fit in wherever they live outside Japan are laughable. Why? You know, practically you're the same people. You're just trying to fit in. You're just trying to not stand out too much, trying to blend in. What's the difference here? And her getting tan and wearing body conscious clothing to be popular in the US is laughable. Or you guys always pursue mote, how to be popular all the time in your fashion, in your makeup, in your hairstyle, and why the other side should be looked down on. And some of you are probably like, I'm not pursuing mote or anything. It's just my style. Same for me. I'm not doing this hair to be popular in the US. I always had a fascination towards center-parted, long jet black hair. Seems probably I was 13 or something, so I was always wanting to have this hair and this kind of makeup. So practically we're all the same people, whether you're easily influenced or you have strong your own standard. We just like the different things. And another reason why a lot of Japanese people don't like Westaboos is because they bitch about Japan all the time. And Kanon said in her video that, you know, you can bitch about Japan being this and that, and you can compare Japan to the US all you want, but all the things you complain about is nothing we can do about. And a lot of people think that is the reason why they don't like the topic specifically. But, you know, there are a lot of things you talk about in your daily lives that you can do nothing about. For example, whatever you have problems at work, at school, at part-time, you know, you can complain about whatever happens in your life, but I can't do anything about it. But you want to talk about it and we listen to it, right? So whatever the topic is, you know, we talk about what is happening in your daily lives, and that could be your work, that could be your school, or that could be with your boyfriend or girlfriend, or that could be your family-in-law or stuff like that. You know, why we Westaboos talk about these things is because that's what we constantly facing in our daily lives. So why specifically same Japanese people talking about cons about Japan is considered bad and negative when, you know, you guys talk about negative things all the time? And why why talking about Japanese people in Japanese society negatively is only a bad thing, right? You shower us with all the negative things. We're not allowed to bitch about Japanese people for who they are. And there's also this argument or opinion that a lot of people get uncomfortable when someone talks about whatever related to overseas because they don't speak English. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Like, Japanese people say that, oh, I don't want to hear any negative things about Japan or stuff like that. But I think Japanese people are the most negative-minded people in the world. Like, I saw this tweet the other day where a young Japanese girl got accepted by these great universities in the States. What is Stanford, Brown, or Harvard? I don't remember, but I heard that tweet got a lot of hate replies. Oh, you're so bragging, that stuff like that. And why can you receive someone's success so negatively? Like, you can almost say the Japanese people, generally speaking, they're so jealous and they cannot be happy about someone's success. I mean, do you realize how ridiculous it sounds? Oh, I don't like it when you talk about whatever happens in the US because I don't know nothing about it. Oh, you're bragging because you know so much about the West and I know nothing about it. How unfair. They always argue with this. Oh, we don't like you whatever we hear negative things about Japan. But do you realize that you perceive whatever you're not familiar with so negatively? The outfit or makeup or appearance that is normal and so accepted outside Japan. Why are you so negative about it? That is why I think it's not us Westaboos, but maybe you Japanese people are the ones with problems. Lots of negative feelings underneath, Again, this is not a hate for, anti-Westaboos or any particular person. I'm saying, why can't we have a conversation like ever? It's always this, instant rejection. Oh, you're just Westaboo. You're not us or stuff like that. Yeah, I just want to have conversation here. So whoever doesn't agree with Westaboo or what I said in this video, just let me know why do we have to be received so negatively. I think these people who disagree with Westaboos in general, I think they have this thought where once you're born as Japanese, you have to act like Japanese, you have to think like Japanese, you have to look like Japanese. But is it true though? Like, I don't think you would say anything to Japanese descent who grew up outside Japan. Even though they speak Japanese, they're culturally different from us. You understand that, right? But why Japanese people who grew up in Japan should act exactly like majority Japanese people? Why isn't it okay for us, Japanese people who grew up in Japan, who spend most of their lives in Japan, to find Western culture more attractive to them? Like, we might have been raised in the same country, but each of us should have different opinions, right? Yeah, so I just want to encourage other Westaboos out there who like Western culture or other cultures than Japanese culture to just let you free, explore. In this pandemic, it's still kind of difficult, but you don't have to like the way Japan is completely. I think it's a great experience to know the cultural difference, and you can always end up wherever you feel you're comfortable in. So it doesn't have to be Japan just because you were born and raised here. Since I'm the outcast myself, I can relate a lot to other Westaboos. But I want you to know, I'm not saying, oh, Japanese people are so dull, so old-fashioned. No, I'm not saying that. I want you to know that deep down, we might be all the same. We're just trying to fit in certain community, and things are different in that certain community. I wanted to say to anti-Westaboos out there that every country has its pros and cons, and Japan also has its pros and cons. So it's okay to talk about. Don't you think it's such a fun thing to talk about a difference, and there's no harm intended or whatsoever? We're just merely talking about a difference, and if you feel something negative about it, maybe you have a problem. So I want you to stop and think about it just a little, that maybe we can be friends as long as we intend no harm at all. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to say in this video. Yeah, please let me know what you think about this video, and also leave a comment about how you let go of your friendship or relationship with someone. What was the deal breaker for you in the comment section? And maybe in coming video, I'm gonna talk about when I ended the friendship with someone. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.